Welcome to the 104th Hootenanny here at Dornan's, our second year anniversary. Looks like a full house tonight, and we also have a full list of entertainers for you. So we're going to get started right away. First, Mary asked me to make a quick announcement for you. For tonight, for this anniversary night, why they are going to have complimentary lasagna back here, and it'll be ready pretty soon. So everyone will be able to help yourselves over there. A couple other announcements we always need to make. One, please, no smoking in here for the rest of the evening. And for the newcomers who are here, welcome. And we invite you to join us in the Dornan tradition of not talking while the performers are on the stage. This is folk music, acoustic music, listening type music. And if you listen, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. We go for about 2 hours, then we take a short break, then we'll go another couple hours, or until about 10 o'clock. We'll have 14 entertainers for you tonight, some groups, some individuals. They'll do 2 songs the first set. Another one of our traditions here is that when he's here, and he almost always is, my cohort, Bill Briggs, always starts the evening out. Years ago, back in the late 1950s, Bill had a summer job here. I think it was around 1957. When they were building the highway up the east side of the valley and changing where Moose used to be right across the river from us here. And they had the bridge in down there. And Bill found that to be a very convenient tent for the summer. So he lived under the bridge. We had folk sings there almost every night. And Bill used to, on his open campfire, have a big cauldron of tea, and people would come by and drop almost anything into it. Yeah. Bottle of white wine, bottle of red wine, lemon drops, little sugar, eye of a newt, you know that. But anyway, we had great folk songs there, and that started a tradition back in the late 50s and up through the 60s of what were called Teton tea parties. Bill, when he became a guide for Exums, took the Teton tea parties up to Guides Hill, before that actually to the old CCC camp, the climbers campground, and we had folk sings there almost every night. So after quite a long time of not having the folk sings, why, we finally got permission from the Dornans to start having folk songs evenings here, and thank you for coming. They have been very, very popular. We have fun. We enjoy this, and I hope you will too. I do have another announcement. I see I need to make it as chairs have been being rearranged while I've been up here. Perhaps if this table could scoot a little up this way, we have to have, or in back of this table here, we have to have an aisleway, and it's got to be a pretty good aisleway. So if you can kind of scoot back or rearrange, those couple chairs that have just been put there are going to be what's kind of in the way. We need access over here so people can get to the food area, and the restrooms are around the corner. 2 years ago, February 22nd, we started the Hootenannies here. After casually talking about it for a few years with the Dornans, and thanks to Dennis Johnson, who said, hey, he'll come in one night and stay late and see if it works. And so we gave this a try. We've only missed 1 week when the bar was being refinished. That's so we weren't all asphyxiated. But other than that 1 week off, why, we've been going every Monday night. And seems to be a very popular thing, not only to a lot of the people who perform around here and who come through here, especially in the summer, but we're pleased to see that it's popular with you all for being here too. Thank you. So we're going to start off with Bill Briggs.
Steady and overtime, way down the road. But the folks up north didn't want us around, so they moved us out to the edge of town. Salt box houses on a bulldozed ground, way down the road.
Farewell, First Lady of the Air. She radioed position then and said that all was well, although the fuel within her plane was low. But they'd land on Howland Island and refuel her monoplane. Then on their trip around the world they'd go. Oh, there's a beautiful, beautiful field. That's the way they used to sing it. Then the zone far away that is fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. A half an hour later, an SOS was heard. The signal weak, but still her voice was brave. In shark-infested waters, her plane went down that night. In the blue Pacific Ocean to a watery grave. There's a beautiful, beautiful field in a land far away that is fair. Happy landings to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. Now you have heard my story of that awful tragedy. We prayed that she might fly home safe again. In the years to come, the others blaze a trail across the sea. We'll never forget Amelia and her plane. Now, Briggs, join me. There's a beautiful, beautiful field in a land far away that is fair. Happy landing to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks an awful lot. Thank you very much, folks. That's the way it was sung in the old days. Now, that song's 56 years old. So it's entered the realm of folk song. Here's another one that's not quite that old. It's about 46 years old, 45. It was written by Tom Lehrer, who was a professor of mathematics, of all things, at Harvard University in Boston. And it's to the memory of the boys in khaki and neckerchiefs and short pants, the Boy Scouts. And it's called Be Prepared. Be dog. I'm singing. My turn. Be prepared. That's a Boy Scout marching song. Be prepared. As through life you march along. Be prepared to hold your liquor pretty well. Don't write naughty words on walls that you can spell. Be prepared to hide that pack of cigarettes. Don't make book if you cannot cover bets. Keep those reefers hidden where you're sure that they will not be found. And be careful not to smoke them when the scoutmaster's around. For he only will insist that they be shared. Be prepared. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scout sound creed. Be prepared and be clean in word and deed. Don't solicit for your sister, that's not nice, unless you get a good percentage of her price. Be prepared and be careful not to do your good deeds when there's no one watching you. If you're looking for adventure of a new and different kind, and you come across a Girl Scout who is similarly inclined, don't be nervous, don't be flustered, don't be scared. Be prepared. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, some good advice from Jack Teton Jack here. Next, we've got a guy who plays 2 or 3 instruments, sometimes all at the same time. This is Matt Montaigne.
Two years this has been going on. That's pretty amazing. I remember the first few times they had a little stage right over there, and there were about 10 people here. For the first several, and then it really caught on. Congratulations to Dick and Bill for doing such a great job. Let's give them a big hand. They're here every week getting this organized and keeping us straight back there and going and getting us when we don't show up. One morning while reading the paper, in search of a new set of wheels, the classifieds had a most curious ad in their listing of automobiles. I read with suspicious amusement what seemed like a wild stroke of luck. Corvette Stingray, it said, low mileage, bright red, 83 model, $65. I was used to my newspaper's typos, so I called up that number straightway. About that 83 vet, have you sold that thing yet? She said, no, you're my first call today. I said, there's been some mistake in the paper. They've printed the price wrong somehow. Oh no, replied she, they got that from me. I said, don't sell that thing, I'm leaving now. Her address was in part of the city where I'd ventured just one time or two, where the doctors, bank presidents, and the lawyers are residents, and the houses are massive and new. As I turned down her half-mile driveway, there in the heat of the day, in the sunlight it gleamed, the car of my dreams, only $65 away. The interior was done in white leather, had a 587 V8, gull wingspan doors, Hurst 4 on the floor, and the brand new CD player was great. There was chrome on the fenders, an aerodynamic design, a bar, a TV. It was boggling to me that for $65 it was mine. Now I expected that this woman was crazy to sell off that car at that price. But as we walked down the lane, she seemed perfectly sane. She was charming and really quite nice. And she smiled with such great satisfaction as she handed me title and keys. I said, I've just got to know why you've let this thing go. What's wrong with this car? Tell me, please. Says she, I'll be 60 come Tuesday. I've lived here with my husband Earl. After 30 years wed and without a word said, he left me for a young teenage girl. With his credit cards left here behind him, I knew that he couldn't get far. Last night from Florida he sent a wire to me, said I need money, dear, sell the car. Let's get rid of it. We always, musicians back at the back, you find somebody back behind the cornflakes, and somebody else drops in and with another instrument and starts playing, and then somebody else comes over to see what the ruckus is, and then pretty soon you have a whole gang of us. We're gonna try a song called Twin Reel. Is that right?
Right.
Twin Reel?
Twin Reel.
Twin Reel or something like that. Thank you. That's good.
Yeah, that's Matt Montaigne. I won't mention who the others are because they're all going to show up later on anyhow. It's kind of neat. They gather in together back there and then decide what they're going to do after they get here. Yeah, a pretty animated group. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is a couple from over in Victor, Idaho. And here she is, Mountain Air.
My, but we have missed you. Is this on? No? My, but we have missed you. Do we have a mic or not? Is that what's going on?
No.
No mic. Okay, good. Well, I didn't really need it. Well, this is our birthdays tonight. It's the birthday of the Hootenanny. We're celebrating President's Day, and I have gone through some extensive historical gymnastics to tie some things together for you, because not very many people would wear sort of Celtic-looking clothes on President's Day, right? But there's a reason. Okay, follow me with this, because I really worked hard on this one, all right? I'm going to tie together for you George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Scottish poet Robert Burns, and, and the fiddle tune Soldier's Joy. This is really intricate. Okay, first, Washington and Burns. Washington and Burns were contemporaries. Washington was about 27 years older than Burns. And a couple of years before Burns died, he used the event of Washington's birthday in 1794 to compose an ode for General Washington's birthday. And which is really interesting. And Washington was into his second term at that time. And actually, Burns was using this event as a vehicle, as a medium to express his own fervor about liberty. And liberty is something that is a vein in several of Burns's works. I want to read you just a few lines of this because, interestingly enough, this ode, the words also apply to Lincoln and the Emancipation. I just wanted to share a few with you. A broken chain exulting bring, and dash it in a tyrant's face, and dare him to his very beard, and tell him he is no more feared, no more the despot of Columbia's race. A tyrant's proudest insults braved, they shout a people freed, they hail an empire saved. Okay, so now I've linked Burns and Washington, and I'm kind of leading into Lincoln, right? Okay. As it happens, when Lincoln was about 24 years old, but when he was just about picking up his first law books, he had a friend named Kelso who, when he got drunk, would quote Burns and Shakespeare, as opposed to being sort of rowdy and a troublemaker. This fellow taught school and was a merchant and was sometimes a vagabond. But anyway, he taught Lincoln, among other things, the joys of fishing, or at least languishing the day along a stream, which Lincoln had never aspired to before. So Lincoln became a student of Burns, in a sense. He learned to love him. Now, to tie this all together, Soldier's Joy was a melody that was used by Robert Burns in his cantata called The Jolly Beggars, which again was in part expressing his own fervor about liberty. And this Soldier's Joy tune, the words that Burns selected were spoken by a beggar who was made so because he'd lost an arm and a leg in battle. Yet he was himself so fervent about liberty and about patriotism that this beggar cried, "I'd clatter on my stumps at the sound of the drum." I mean, that's really quite an image, a very powerful image. So liberty, again, coming through the tone of Soldier's Joy. And to finish the story,
Soldier's Joy also was carried through the Revolutionary War. A lot of verses were written during that time. And then again through the Civil War, which was another period of American strife. And so it's kind of befitting for both presidents and liberty in itself.
I think we've tied it all together. Now if we can just play it.
himself really didn't sing much. He, what was he, a Quaker? He was a Quaker. And, but he was known to pantomime one gospel song, but nobody ever wrote it down, so he had no idea what his pantomime was. It's hard to find songs about Lincoln, except if you get 200 verse ballads like Dick Barker does, and then sometimes it's hard to remember all the words for that. So this song is actually a railroad song, but there is a Lincoln imagery in it. It's about a penny being flattened on a railroad track. So there is a tie there. It's hard to find songs that way. How many of you lived near a railroad track and as a kid took a penny and took it down the tracks? Yeah, I did it when I was a kid too. It gives this weird face. So this is a song that was written by one of the members of Seldom Seen. And it's called Raised by the Railroad Line. I forgot the first word. Yeah, there we go. Rickety sound of the southbound freight. High-speed hum of the passenger train. It's a part of the soul and the heart and mind of the boy who's raised by the railroad line. And the sound of the whistle at the crossing road. Trains and the trucks and the tractors in flat car loads becomes our soul, the heart and mind of the boy who's raised by the railroad line. And the big red paint that you lay on the rail, the wheels mash. And the glistening lanes and the pictures of the men and the engineers. And the brakeman waves from the brake caboose. He's part of the past, never passes loose. He's part of the soul and the heart and mind of the boy who's raised by the railroad line. And the big red paint that you lay on the rail and the wheels mash. And the glistening lane and the pictures of the men and the engineers. And the brakeman waves the brake caboose. He's part of the past, never passes loose. He's part of the soul, the heart and mind of the boy who's raised by the railroad line. Sound of whistle at the crossing road. Hey, thank you. That's Ronnie Sue and Bob. Colorful couple there. We've got a guy that plays several instruments, and in the same song, but never at the same time. He's a fantastic musician, Tucker Smith.
Thank you. I'm going to do something tonight which is unprecedented for me. And it's completely terrifying. I'm going to be alone up here. And I'm also going to play a song I've never played in public. So this is just. So tell me how many mistakes I make. This is a song written by a Nashville songwriter called Mozart. Let's see. Thank you. It's going to be a miracle if everybody's in tune here. It's a song called Liberty.
Mozart. Gee. I don't know what that guy can't do on an instrument. Anyway, fantastic job. Tucker Smith and his band. Yeah. Next we've got Jerome Young. He's from up here at Moran. Cowboy. You see him on the calendar yet. But he's a wonderful guitar player. He also plays banjo. Jerome Young.
I apologize for not being here. I got completely caught up in this thing in the back. I'm not ready, but here we go. I'm going to play a little tune here that my friend Jackson Lee wrote. He said he wrote it, but I never saw him write any of it down. I think he made it up and just started playing it, so. I didn't have a chance to rehearse this. It might not go so well, but it's called Teton Smile. I got some help here. Where'd Matt go? Wasn't Matt going to help us?
We're what Jerome calls hep.
He thinks I can't help it, but I can.
We're going to help you out.
Okay. Believe it or not, I kind of like these guys. We're going to do a little tune here that you probably will recognize. It's the national anthem of the bluegrass world, written by a little guy named Earl Scruggs. Are you ready, boys?
Let's see, that was Jerome Young and his band. There's a similarity here that can't be overlooked. We've got a fellow on the contemporary side. We've been listening to traditional stuff here. We'll break it up with a little bit of Eric Moore.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whoa, this thing's juiced tonight. Well, yeah, I'm going to start off with one of my own songs. It's, the last song I wrote, just wrote it a couple weeks ago. Took a long time coming. Took a long time to write this song. This is a drinking song. I kind of got caught up in research. But made a few people proud with the song. Bob, because it's a drinking song. Dick, because it involves a shooting death. This is called We All Fell Off the Wagon. Well, the sky was so blue and clear this morning. It caught us off guard without warning. It seems the gods had spoken when for where they had broken. Loaded up the car, went to Dornan's. Ever since the day that he was born, dear old Mickey has been torn between two fellas on his shoulders. One burns hot, the other's a little colder. You never know what allegiance he has sworn. No, you don't. Well, his conscience was nagging and his tongue was wagging. I ain't bragging. but we all fell off the wagon. Yes, we did. Say a prayer for my friend John. Woke up this morning, his woman was gone. He thought he had a real good marriage. He's going to get a bottle of liquid courage and start a brand new life come the dawn. Yes, he will. Well, his spirit was sagging, his feet, they were dragging. I ain't bragging, but we all fell off the wagon. So Mickey starts to Johnny Walker Red, and all the skirts start turning Mickey's head. But he got a little too high, so he got a little shy, and he took Johnny Walker home to bed. Yes, he did. Home to bed. Me and John, we drank into the night. The way she left him just don't seem right. After I heard everything she'd done, you know, I wanted to pull out my gun. Good Lord knows I was looking for a fight. Well, I tell you, I almost called the police, 'cause that bartender, she tried to take my keys. So I pumped her full of lead, you know, I left her there for Fred. Is Fred in the audience tonight? Little Fred. How about a Ted? We got any Teds here tonight? We'll have to leave him there for dead, I guess. Dumped him full of lead and left him there for dead. I saw the sun coming up in the east. I turned the key in my car door. A thought went through my head, maybe just one more. I was aiming with my cheek, but I must have sprung a leak, 'cause you can't drive a car from the floor. You can. I woke up in a kitchen full of dead soldiers, and I fried me up a cup of old red Folgers. John and Mick, they was in the hall. Out to them I did call. Don't drink with me, boys, you can't hold yours. The sky was so clear blue this morning, it caught us all off guard without warning. It seems the gods had spoken, yeah, and the weather had broken. Loaded up the car and went to Dornan's. Scene of the crime. Our conscience was nagging and our spirit was sagging. I ain't bragging, but we all fell off the wagon. Yes, we did. Thank you. Thanks. That's a mouthful. I cannot believe there are no Freds or Teds in the audience tonight. You just didn't want to speak up, did you? Get singled out. All right. Now for something completely different. I've been wanting to do this song for a while, and finally got a hold of all the words. This is an old Irish traditional song. My young love came to me. She said, my father won't mind, and my mother won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. And she stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair. And fondly I watched her move here and move there. And she made her way homeward with one star above, and the evening swan floated on the lake like a dove. And late at night, my young love came to me. So softly she came in that her feet made no din. And she came close beside me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. It will not be long, love, till our wedding day. It will not be long, love, not be long, love, not be long, love, till our wedding day. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know that's one of my favorite songs. Did that put a chill up your spine?
Yes.
Yeah, did mine. Wonderful. Eric Moore, 68th time here. Hey, we've got a storyteller that writes novels. He's kind of a novel fellow. This is John Cook.
Well, we've been back there playing all kinds of stuff. It never occurred to me until fairly recently that I had to come up here alone at some point. I'm going to have a little help on the second tune, but good morning, Captain. Good morning, Shine. Do you need another mule skinner out on that new mud line? Odelay, odelay. I like to work, I'm rolling all the time. I can carve my initials on any old muse behind. Odelay, odelay. Hey, little water boy, bring your bucket round. If you don't like like your job, set your water bucket down. Odele, odele, working on the new road, $1.50 a day. Good gal waiting on Saturday night just to draw my pay. I'm going to town, honey, what you want me to bring you back? Bring me a pint of booze and a John B. Stetson hat. Odele, odele, I can smell your bread a-burning. You better turn your damper down. If you ain't got a damper, good girl, turn your bread around. Odele, odele. Is Jerome back there? There he is. Jerome Young up here. Before we do this song, I'd just like to observe, as some other people have and will, that this is the second anniversary of the Hootenanny. And it's a privilege to play here every week. It's a privilege because you guys are so great. I tell people sometimes when I go away from here, I say, hey, there's 100, 120 people come every week and they're absolutely quiet and they listen to the music. They say, really? You know? They say, that must be scary. Well, it is to some extent. Jerome and I can play just wonderful things in the back room that we wouldn't dare try out here, but sometimes we do anyway. What's that? Yeah, well, actually, y'all could come back there sometime, and it'd be, you'd be amazed at what goes on back there. But we'd like to remind you that Dick Barker and Bill Briggs started this, and that the Dornans let it happen, and that you all come every week, and that's what makes it great. So thank you. What are we going to do? What's the name of this song? I don't remember it. Oh, right, I remember this. Yeah, right. It's President's Day, and we thought Dick did a nice song about, where'd he go? He's hiding somewhere. Oh, over there, yeah. He did a nice song about the train that carried Lincoln home. We've got, this song has a train in it too, and it is about another assassinated president. Now you might think this song is funny. It was done by Charlie Poole and the North Carolina Ramblers, but actually it has kind of a wistful air to it, despite the first line. McKinley, he hollered, McKinley, he squawked. Doc said, McKinley, I can't find that ball, bound to die, you're bound to die. Doctor come a-running, he took off his specs, said, Mr. McKinley, cash in your checks, bound to die, you're bound to die. Roosevelt's in the White House, he's doing his best. McKinley's in the graveyard, taking his rest. Long gone, long gone. Roosevelt's in the White House, drinking out of a silver cup. McKinley's in the graveyard, never coming up. Long gone, long, long time. train running down the line. Make 1,000 miles from 8 o'clock to 9, Buffalo to Washington. Went down to the station 9:15. Seen the train coming, she's just on time, Buffalo to Washington. Hush up, little children, now don't you fret. You'll draw a pension on your papa's death. Long gone, long, long time. Zolgat, see what you've done. You shot my husband with an Ivor Johnson gun. He's gone, long, long time. McKinley, he hollered, McKinley, he squalled. Doctor said, McKinley, I can't find that ball, bound to die, bound to die.
Thank you.
You know, Cook plays two instruments. He's got a bass going up here. Did you ever notice that? That's John Cook. Hey, we've got a treat tonight. The other person who has been in these bands up here is a gal who played at the Word Hotel for many a night, all by herself. Lovely voice, lovely-looking girl. She plays with us once in a while at the Stagecoach. Has a band of girls called the Cowpatsies. This is Jill Louise King.
We're going to do a song I wrote, two songs I wrote, and this one's called Into the Night. She reaches for a guitar, tears begin to fall. Years ago she'd stopped feeling, and she never played no more. She never played no more. She guessed they were lost years, hardly remembered it all, blocking out his memory, and a heavy hand that took her soul, took her soul. And her strap fit like an angel. She'd never known an angel before, and her song was her healing, the words to her heart. And she played into the night. She played into the night. She played into the night with an angel listening on. She's got time to kill. She's got time to drive. Headed far away to anywhere, somewhere that soothes the scars, soothes the scars. There's a man she'd like to know, but she don't even dare. Trust ain't in the picture, something she'll never share. She'll never share. And her strap fit like an angel. She'd never known an angel before. And her song was her healing, the words to her heart. And she played into the night. She played into the night. She played into the night with an angel listening on, listening on, listening on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I spent quite a number of years in New York City and the Village, playing a lot of open mics and waiting your turn, and just about 4.5 years of that, and it was about 4 years ago now that I've been here, but I don't think there was one time that you got up and that you weren't nervous, even though you did it night after night, and you got up there to do your music. But it's kind of a nice feeling to be a little bit nervous, and it brings back a lot of memories.
Did I tell you that the wind blew today? She's a-comin' hard from over Houston way, and I hung my clothes on the line, and I looked for you coming down the road. And them baby's hair's just a-blowing, blowing round the yard, blowing round the yard. Now, Daddy, don't you cry. You'll see I'm growing up by and by, and they're the spitting image of you. And at night I always let them go for you, cry for you. Did I tell you that the wind blew today? She's a-comin' hard from over Houston way, and I hung my clothes on the line, and I looked for you coming down the road. And them baby's hair's just a-blowing, blowing round the yard, blowing round the yard. Yeah, I'm getting by, a little lonely, and some nights I even cry. A woman needs a man for her own, to touch her in a soft and gentle way, the way a man can. Did I tell you that the wind blew today? She's a-comin' hard from over Houston way, and I hung my clothes on the line, and I looked for you coming down the road. And them baby's hair's just a-blowing, blowing round the yard, blowing round the yard. And there's flies everywhere, and this farm needs some fixing up somehow. You got a couple of years left to go, and I'm trying to remember your face and a body laying next to me late at night. Did I tell you that the wind blew today? She's a-comin' hard from over Houston way, And I hung my clothes on the line, and I looked for you coming down the road. And them baby's hair's just a blowing, blowing round the yard, blowing round the yard, blowing round the yard. Thank you.
That's Jill Louise. I like playing music with her. Anyway, we've got a guy who does topical songs. That's not tropical, it's topical. The topic of the day, you know. And he writes his own stuff. This is Bradley Parker.
Except tonight I'm on the traditional side, so you'll have to hear other people's songs. This is an old blues tune. It's called Cocaine Blues. Well, come here, mama, don't you treat me like no fool. I wouldn't quit you while the weather is cool. Around your back door, mama, I'll make my cream as long as I'm earning your $2.50 a week. I got a gal, she works in a rich folks' yard. She brings me meal, she brings me love, love, love. She brings me meal, she brings me love. She brings me everything that she can steal. Oh, my coral, yeah, yeah. Along comes Sally with her nose all torn. Doctor says she can't sniff no more. Said run to the doctor, ring the bell. There's a woman in the alley, and she's simply wild about her good cocaine. You know the furniture man came to my door last Sunday morning. He asked me if my wife was home. I said she's been long gone. He backed his truck right up to my door, took everything I had. He carted off to the furniture store. I declare I did feel sad. Oh, what in the world could one and want to do with a furniture man? If he got no money to put up a show, he'll take everything he can. He'll take everything from a dying plant, a skillet or frying pan. If there ever was a devil without any horns, it had to be the furniture man. Oh, Macora. Along comes Sally with her nose all torn. Doctor says you can't sniff no more. Said cocaine's for horses, not for men. Doctor says it's gonna kill it, but it don't know when. Well, I'm simply wild about my good cocaine. Thanks very much. Okay, I always do these last-minute plan changes, last-minute repertoire changes on what I was going to play. And I think I'm going to change my mind. I'm allowed to do that. Some gal told me today, boy, you're wasting your life away. She says it's bad how to spend my time. She said I never make a dime, but I told her I like to sleep late in the morning. I don't like to wear no shoes. I make love to the women while I'm living, get drunk on a bottle of booze. I know there's a lot waiting there for me. Straight is how it should be. I get a job and do it right. I be at home by 8 each night. But you know I like to sleep late in the morning. I don't like to wear no shoes. I make love to the women while I'm living, get drunk on a bottle of booze. You know, I know this can't go on. I should get up, not down, get a job and do it right. I could be at home by 8 each night, but you know I like to sleep late in the morning. I don't like to wear no shoes. I make love to the women while I'm living, get drunk on a bottle of booze. You know, there's a lot waiting there for me. Straight is how it should be. I'll be smiling all the time. I get my coat pressed and my sneakers shine. Well, I like to sleep late in the morning and I don't like to wear no shoes. I make love to the women while I'm living, get drunk on a bottle of, drunk on a bottle of, drunk on a bottle of booze. Thanks very much.
That was Bradley Parker. And next we have another one of our regulars here, Patrick Troiani.
Thank you. I'm going to do a couple songs that I wrote in this second anniversary. This first one is a song about the X generation here. And my daughter is part of that. I sing it with a ray of hope for them. It's called Fight While You're Young. I look at you and I see the beauty and the innocence of youth. Oh, so young, and all the endless opportunities out there for you. You have so much to look forward to, so many open doors for you. So be careful of the road that you choose. Fight while you are young. Fight while you are young. Don't let time go and slip between your fingers and be gone. It's such a damn crime, the way that some people let their lives go on and on without taking full advantage and ignoring all their chances while they still believe their time is yet to come. So fight while you are young. Fight while you are young, yeah. Fight while you are young. Now this world in which we live in, it can be awfully unforgiving. So be careful of the road you travel on, and remember you're still young. You could be, yes, you could be anything that your thoughts had ever dreamed. Stand up strong. You've got to be willing to defend what you believe. Your position can't be altered. You are stronger than Gibraltar, and you have everything that's needed to succeed. So fight while you are young. Fight while you are young. Yes, indeed. Fight while you are young. You gotta fight while you're still young. Fight while you are young. Fight while you're still young. Fight while you are young. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you very much. This song that I wrote about a good friend of mine who went through a tough time. Run, run, run until your race is won. Run, 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 forever on the run. Look behind you and see how far you've gone. But you're never far away enough, so run, run, run. You and I, we don't see life the same. We cannot decide which one of us will change. You don't understand me, I have often heard you say. But instead of giving me the chance, you turn and run away. So run, run, run until your race is won. Run, 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 forever on the run. You gotta look behind you and see how far you've gone. But you're never far away enough, so run, run, run. Well, I hope that you will find what you believe that you deserve. More than anything, I really hope you don't get hurt. Avoid all the dangers and just keep your head up high. For your friends look just like strangers when you run and pass them by. So run, run, run until your race is won. Run, 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 forever on the run. You gotta take a look behind you and see how far you've gone. But you're never far away enough, so run, run, run. No, you are never far away enough, so run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. You gotta keep on. Run, run, run. Keep on going ahead. Run, run, run. Don't ever look behind. Run, run, run. Whoa, run, run, run. Run, run, run.
Thank you. It's Patrick Troiani. That brings us around to the halftime show. We've got a birthday here tonight. One of our steadfast, hardcore, loyal audience. I don't know how many times. I think she's been here as many times as I have. This is Anita over here, and we've got to sing her a happy birthday tonight. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anita. Happy birthday to you.
Let me give her the stage coach toast.
Raise your glasses. We're going to give a toast. Here.
This is the traditional Stagecoach Band toast. Anita, may you live as long as you want to, and may you want to as long as you live.
And then we've got a request here. Have a little something more from Mr. John Cook.
I wasn't planning to do this tonight, but Mr. Barker thought it might be appropriate, seeing as how it's President's Day. It only takes a couple of minutes. There was a president, the 16th President of the United States, had occasion in the fall of the year, or maybe the winter, but it was an unusually warm day at Gettysburg. And he had a cold, and he was happy to sit there, or maybe not so happy, while the previous speaker talked for 2 hours about the men who had died in the Battle of Gettysburg and what the occasion meant as they dedicated the field as a national monument. And when the speaker was through talking for 2 hours, the tall man dressed in black with the tall stovepipe hat, who was the 16th President of the United States, got up, and we don't know what his voice sounded like. We have no recordings. And in any event, he wasn't feeling very well that day, so it probably didn't carry very far, and far more people noticed and paid attention to what he said when they had opportunity to read it than hear it that day. The crowd may have been restless after a 2-hour speech, but he got up, and this is what he said. He said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come here to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place to those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It's altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far beyond our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Thank you.
I don't know if there's anything more appropriate than that, but Mary's going to try.
Oh, God, I'm really nervous now. I think I'd be used to this by now. I've been emceeing the women's nights, and I'm pretty comfortable there. I get back up here to make a few announcements, and I'm just like, sorry, my little cheat sheet again. A couple of just little housekeeping details. We do have a concert coming up this Thursday. We are welcoming back Bill Mize. He's a Windham Hill guitarist. He's played here once before, and he's great. In addition to having given a concert here, he also played at a Hootenanny this summer. Some of you may have seen him. Anyway, the concert is Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 7:30, and tickets are available behind the bar. They're also available at Mountoons and Valley Books. And that is a community productions presentation. So, and also, for those of you who haven't wandered in the wine shop yet, I kind of put together a scrapbook from the first year of the Hootenanny, and it's sitting in there on the counter. So if at the break anyone wants to look through it, just kind of has some mementos and pictures and things from the first year. Thank you all for coming out tonight. You know, everyone has said their little piece about the 2-year, and I don't want to get too repetitious here. Basically, I just want to recognize some people who have made this possible. And before we get to the main people, I wanted to recognize a few behind-the-scenes people here at Dornan's that do a lot to make this happen every week. This is quite a production, really. We kind of move furniture around and make Teton tea and pizza, and you know, they're sort of things that everyone's just gotten used to, so everyone probably forgets that that has to be done every week. But I'd just like to say a special thanks to Dennis, who's behind the bar with me tonight. Dennis is responsible for trying to recreate the Teton tea recipe of Bill Briggs, and he's been really great at it. I don't know what's going to happen when he goes away. We'll have to experiment. Anyway, and we also lost a good portion of our staff this weekend to the Grateful Dead. They're playing down in Salt Lake. So Dennis is working a double today to cover everything. And also Gino, who is our baker. He's not here right now, but Gino's been great. He's been making the pizza crust since day one, and he also fills in and does a lot of other things. He prepared and served the lasagna for this evening. And anyway, I just like to thank him for all he does. As well. And also Nick, who's at the Grateful Dead, and Aaron, who works in the wine store. So we don't have to clap for them, I guess. And then also Dick and Tricia Dornan do a lot of things behind the scenes. The lasagna was actually Dick's idea for tonight. And of course, the person who's responsible for this whole thing starting, aside from Dick and Bill, that is, and he's probably the most faithful attender here at Dornan's, and has been really great in letting me try all my scatterbrained ideas, and some of them work and some of them don't, but Bob Dornan. I would also like to thank the people who have the privilege reserve signs that we guard so carefully, especially in the summer. We really appreciate the people who come out every week and plan their vacations around the Hootenanny and everything else. The Grays and the Esslers, Marty Murray, Nita, Warren, and Betty. Thank you all. I mean, and everyone else. I can't name everyone, obviously, but and Barbara Barker too. Okay, and first and foremost, the two who started this whole thing and have done a lot to keep it going. Something of this magnitude certainly has its share of growing pains, and we've been through a lot in the last 2 years, and these guys have just done an amazing job, and this never would have happened without them, and we have a little token. If Dick and Bill, could you come on up on the stage? You can go ahead and open them because you'll probably want to show them off.
Oh, okay.
And while they're opening that, I'm going to ask my lovely assistant to help me with this next part of the...
Stand up?
Can you bring the thing up? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. You're great. Okay.
How are you going to do it?
That looks good. Okay. Okay. This next, can you hear me without the mic? Okay. I need some water. This next thing, I've been racking my brains trying to think of what we could do, what we at Dornan's could do to thank all of you, because you're really what makes all this happen, musicians and people. And I got to thinking, some local photographers were up here taking pictures a few weeks ago, and it gave... Am I talking really fast? Like I'm talking... Be a translation later. Anyway, so I came up with this idea to do a collage of pictures and something that we could hang here at Dornan's, but so that all of you could enjoy. And unfortunately, it's just a cross-section since it was just pictures from the last 3 weeks. And I would like to apologize to anyone who doesn't appear in here, which is probably a lot. And I really have to thank George and Kari Grady Grossman from the Great Outdoors Photography Company. They took the pictures and were very patient and took us hours to do this project. And it's kind of silly in places. Just want to explain, after looking at something for 5 or 6 hours, you get a little goofy. I really hope we didn't offend anyone. We certainly didn't mean to. And, okay, all the disclaimers done. Bradley, can you help me unwrap it? Okay, you ready? So in between drinking and buying your Hootenanny t-shirts on the break, you can come up and look at these pictures. Thanks so much for 2 great years, and looking forward to many more.
Hey, we got one more little bit to this as Bob has an announcement.
Thank you, guys. This has really been a hell of a great second anniversary here. We got a fantastic crowd here tonight, as we do most nights, but it's just been really super tonight, and everybody's been really doing some great things here. But I want to give a little token to a young lady that puts up a lot of the hassle and red tape around here. She puts all this stuff together. She keeps people whipped in line around here. Organizes things. And she's just really on the ball. And she's too damn nervous. She needs to relax a little bit. She's a great lady, and she does a hell of a great job around here. And I really have a little thing. Mary, would you come on up here, please? You know, she's got a weakness for chocolate, so I thought I'd give her a little present. Hey, kiddo, there you go. Thank you, bet.
All right, let's take a 10-minute break. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, we're going to get started again. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. This is a special night for us, those of us who participate in the Hootenannies nearly every week. And I especially want to thank the Dornans and staff, Mary. Thank you for the photographs and for, that's a wonderful collage of all the performers who've been here. So that's neat to have down here, and I hope everyone will get a chance to see that. And also, a special thanks to the Dornans for the lasagna tonight. I'm sure everyone enjoyed that. This is a lot of fun for us. You know, this is one of the few places where you can come once a week and listen to a lot of different people play and sing, and no cover charge. And no smoking. Yes. We this is a wonderful stage because we have a wonderful audience here, and it's a lot of fun for us. We hope it is for you, and we hope to see you back. We have a lot more people here than we usually have, so I hope to see a lot of you back as the winter goes on. It gets awful crowded in the summer. You may remember they have to actually have someone at the door counting noses and finally turning people away. And we're sorry that has to happen, but this isn't that large a room. So we're going to get started with the second round. We've tried to communicate with a few of the performers. Those of you who John Cook or Bill Briggs or I haven't been able to talk to, here's what we're going to do this second round since we're running late. One long song or two short songs. Okay? Leave that up to you. That means I can't do both Abdullah, Bulbul Amir, and also Matty Groves. So, anyway, we're going to get started. We go probably in the same order that we were in the first round, and we'll start off again with Bill Briggs.
My favorite dancer was here tonight, and she hasn't quite left. She's the waltz queen. So I've got to sing her one more song before we... From Lucerne to Vegas Fair, holody, oh, holody. Shoes or stockings do we wear, holody, oh, out on the lake we will go, holody, oh, holody. See all the fish down below, holody, holody. Woody, doody, oh, holody, oh, holody. Doody, doody, oh, holody, holody. Vegas leads to the mountain high, holody, oh, we all shout, hi sa sa, ho-lo-dee, oh-dee, woo-dee, dee-doo-dee, oh, ho-lo-dee, oh, ho-lo-dee, dee-dee, dee-doo-dee, oh, ho-lo-dee, oh-dee, ho-lo-dee, oh-lo-lo-lo-dee-doo, whoop-dee, dee, dee-doo-dee, ho-lo-dee, oh-lo-lo-lo-dee-doo. Got a song that sort of goes along with that. I hate to go a-wandering along the mountain track. For every step I take, I think my pack will break my back. Faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, my pack will break my back. My sleeping bag is icy cold, the socks they've pierced on through. I hope some kindly providence will wish it all on you. Faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, will wish it all on you. I cut my fingers chopping wood, my hair the fire does singe. I hope some ranger rescues me ere I become unhinged. Faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, ere I become unhinged. I love to paddle in a stream that sparkles bright and sweet, and all of them that drink below can taste my sweaty feet. Faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, faldery, faldera, can taste my sweaty feet. Thank you.
That was Bill Briggs and, once again, Adrian Brown.
This is another song from the Women's Night set that I didn't sing. I got there late and only got to sing 2 songs. So I skipped this one. This is it's a very old French folk tune that I robbed off Peter Pear's 78 about 1 million years ago, but I put some slightly different words to it. It was on the occasion of a friend of mine's 51st birthday, and she's still looking for a man. That's a mistake. I told her so. She was pissed. For the women over 50, the selection is small. For the men of the same age want bimbos, that's all. Hey ho, hey hi, they aren't very many. Hey ho, hey hi, they aren't very spry. Single men much older just want nursing care. No teeth, not much vigor, and losing their hair. Hey laughing one are pitiful and small. Oh, well, I wonder if they sell them down there at the mall. Hey ho, hey hi, they aren't very many. Hey ho, hey hi, they aren't very spry. This song I actually had 2 requests for. I sang it last week to a small audience, so if you were here last week, go to the bathroom. This is called Property Rights, and it has a... Socialists! It's a traditional tune, but it was written 2 weeks ago. There came a zillionaire to a place quite near to Jackson Hole. He bought a rancho there, deluxe as it could be. This was his property. He walked the boundary. Never will I share it with another human being. You got the plot, right? First came the fisherman wading up the trout stream there, casting his line about as merry as could be. Out came the zillionaire with 7 Dobermans. Never will I share it with another human being. Next came the bicyclist on his sturdy mountain bike, zooming down the sagebrush hills as speedy as could be. Out came the zillionaire, now with a shotgun there. Never will I share it with another human being. Next came the elk hunters on their little ATVs. Permits in hand they came, driving up his road. Out came the zillionaire, locked up his cyclone fence, and never will I share it with another human being. Now we could have about 10 more verses about tank traps and parasailers and claymore mines, but we won't. Then came the forest fire, as they do quite frequently, burning both hill and dale, carefree as could be. Out came the zillionaire, where is the fire crew? Down upon the county road, admiring your fence. Thank you.
Adrian Brown, contemporary songs. We've got a replacement here. Lillian is giving up her position in the slot here for Carolyn Groves.
Yeah, I want to thank Lillian for so graciously giving me her spot in this very prestigious evening here. First song I'm going to do is by Pete Seeger, and it's a song called Get Up and Go. It's gone. Get up and go has got up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. Old age is golden, so I've heard it said, But sometimes I wonder as I crawl into bed, with my ears in a drawer, my teeth in a cup, my eyes on a table until I wake up. As sleep dims my vision, I say to myself, is there anything more I should put on the shelf? The nations are warring and business is vexed. I'll still stick around to see what happens next. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. All right. When I was young, well, my slippers were red. I could kick up my heels right on over my head. When I was older, my slippers were blue, but still I could dance the whole night through. Now I am older, my slippers are black. I huff to the store and I puff my way back. But never you laugh, I don't mind at all. I'd rather be huffing than not puff at all. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But no, we'll try that one again. I hear a lot of people singing. You're helping me out here. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. Better be good. I get up each morning and dust off my wits, open the paper and read the obits. If I'm not there, I know I'm not dead. So I eat a good breakfast and I go back to bed. Everyone. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. Thank you. Thanks for your help there. So I sort of got into a traditional slot here, and luckily I think I'm prepared. This is a song, actually it says it's by Hetty West, which I've never heard of who that is, but traditional?
That's how you know it's
That's if you don't know who they are, there you go. But this is a song, I worked at a summer camp for girls for about 5 summers, and we would sing this, and you have about 250 little girl voices singing the song. That's really pretty beautiful, but it's called 500 Miles. And if you know it, please join in. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, I'm 1, Lord, I'm 2, Lord, I'm 3, Lord, I'm 4, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home. Lord, not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go back home this away, this away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go back home this away. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Thanks for your help.
Carolyn Groves, boy, nice sing-alongs. We're back to this guy that usually gives us a surprise ending to his songs. This is Dick Barker.
Way up in Wyoming where the weather is cool, up on this mountain stood Bernard the mule, with a brand on the shoulder and shoes on his feet, and a government number stamped right on his seat. He'd served 28 years as a government mule, just a bucking and a kicking and an acting a fool, eating hay in the winter, in the summer it was grass, living high year-round like a government employee. Well, they looked at his records one fine day, and the quartermaster said he's not earning his hay, just sitting around getting high on grass. The review board said, well, let's bust this mule. So they sent out flyers in the U.S. mail advertising old Bernard for sale. Up stepped Davy Coulter with the cash in his hand, and he saved Bernie's rear from a dog food can. Oh, Bernard, although you was a fool, still Bernard, you's a pretty good old mule. Old Bernard, I'd have never turned you loose if I'd have thought, Bernard, they'd mistake you for a moose. Now California hunter with a trophy in his eye drove up to Jackson a permit to buy. They took his money and they turned him loose. He went up on the mountain to bag a big moose. Old Bernie saw him coming, but he didn't run. In the army he'd seen many a fool with a gun. California hunter fanned the trigger so fast, he put a half a dozen bullets into Davy's mule. Well, he looked at old Bernard with pride in his eye, and he said, hot damn, what a hunter's prize. Folks back home are gonna think it's a gas. So he whooped out his knife and he skinned Davy's mule. Now the game warden looked at that California fool. The brand, the shoes, he saw he had a mule. He thought, this damn fool deserves a mule to eat. So he grinned and he said, you got some mighty fine meat. Oh, Bernard, although you was a fool, still Bernard, you's a pretty good old mule. Oh, Bernard, I'd have never turned you loose if I'd have thought, Bernard, they'd mistake you for a moose. Somewhere in California there's a happy fool serving friends and neighbors barbecued mule. They go home happy saying, wasn't that a gas? But you and I know that they had a piece of mule. Oh, Bernard, although you was a fool, good old mule. Oh, Bernard, I'd have never turned you loose if I'd have thought, Bernard, they'd mistake you for a gall-darn moose. Okay, about another type of wildlife. Now the liquor was spilled on the barroom floor, and the bar was closed for the night, when out of his hole crept a little brown mouse, and he sat in the pale moonlight. He lapped up the liquor off the barroom floors, back on his haunches he sat, and all through the night you could hear him roar, "Bring on the goddamn cat!" Now the cat crept out about 2:15. He gobbled up the guy's stern mouse. So the moral to my story is, don't you ever take a drink on the house. Thank you very much.
What kind of a menagerie has he got over there? Stick Barker. All right, we got Teach On Jack Langdon.
I apologize for taking so long. You want to hear the next one? When I was young, like you people all are, and about 1950, I was in Aspen, Colorado. I was working with a fellow down there who was well, they called them remittance men in those days. Now we call them trust fund babies. He was from New York, and his father had lots of money. And he came out there to work in the summertime with me on my prospecting venture. In the wintertime, we sang songs. And he was a boy that knew lots of those songs. And this is one I learned from Pete Stein. And it's words and music by Gene Raskin. It was written in 1950. When you hear Russian songs, do you suffer? Does your heart start to pound in your chest? If you do, then come down to the Kretschmer. It costs plenty, but it's from the best. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the Russian vodka is all right. Come to the Kretschmer. That's why you catch me drinking vodka every night. Dine, dine, dine. La 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 la. In the corner is standing a Cossack. You can see it from way down the block. And inside the candles are gleaming. But except for the candles, it's dark. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the boys and pierogies. All right, come to the Krishna. That's why you catch me thinking what every night I lie, 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 lie. In the middle is standing Natasha. All the men are beginning to pant, and she is dancing. Her shoulders, they vibrate. And when she's singing, you see that she can't. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the Russian baritone's all right. Come to the Ketchma, that's why you catch me, making whoopee every night. Lie, 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 hey, hey. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. That's a great song. I really appreciate that. But that song is part of my past, part of peace signs, New York heritage. But what I really like is the Wild, Wild West. And this is a song that is really epitomizes the Wild, Wild West. Along the trail you find me loping, where the spaces are wide open in the land of the old AC, where the scenery's attractive and the air is radioactive. Oh, the Wild West is where I want to be. Mid the sagebrush and the cactus, I'll watch the fellers practice dropping bombs through the clean desert breeze. I'll have on my sombrero, and of course I'll wear a pair of Levi's over my lead BVD. I will leave the city's rush, leave the fancy and the plush, leave the snow and the slush and the crowds. I will seek the desert hush, where the scenery is lush. How I long to see those mushroom clouds. Mid the yuccas and the thistles, I'll watch the guided missiles while the old FBI watches me. Yes, I'll soon make my appearance, soon as I can get my clearance, 'cause the Wild West is where I want to be. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're very kind.
the inimitable Teton Jack. Hey, we've got this guy that plays several instruments, sometimes at the same time. This is Matt Montaigne.
Well, I was new in town, I just pulled in. I was looking for the house of a dear old friend, but just how to reach the place was still the question. So I stopped an old man on the street. I said, "Hey, sir, excuse me, please, but I wonder if you'd give me some directions." Well, I told him the address, and he said, "Yes, I know what you want to do, but I'm a little fuzzy-minded part of the time, so let me think this through." Well, he began to mumble and scratch his chin. Then he snapped his fingers and he said with a grin, said, "Okay, son, here's all you gotta do. You go north, take a left on South Right Street, go up the hill to Down Avenue, turn left at the corner of Circle Square, then right on the left Ridge Lane. Take a left-hand fork at Spooner Road, then Easy Avenue to Hardin Boulevard, turn back to your left on Right Front Street. It's right down there on your left." Well, I did what he said as best I could, and I thought I was doing pretty darn good. I'd made every turn except the final one, till I made the last turn of the drive, and I swear I just couldn't believe my eyes when I looked. I was right back at the place I'd started from. And there at the curb, a-feeding the birds with a smile upon his face, stood that old man whose directions began my recent wild goose chase. So I went up to him and I said, "Hey friend, would you give me those directions again?" He said, "Sure, here's all you do to reach the place. You go north, take a left on South Right Street, go up the hill to Down Avenue, turn left at the corner of Circle Square, then right on a left Ridge Lane. Take a left-hand fork at Spooner Road, then Easy Avenue to Hardin Boulevard, turn back to your left on Right Front Street. It's right down there on your left." "Ah, but that's just what I did," I said, "and I wound up back here instead of getting to the place I had in mind. And since I'm right here, all I can see is there must be some other way to get me to the place I had in mind." Well, he said, "No, the way you go is the way I told you to. And if this ain't where you want to be, where there's nothing I can do, 'cause that address I gave to you is right over there across the street. I can get you to here, but the rest is up to you. You go north, take a left on South Right Street, go up the hill to Down Avenue, turn left at the corner of Circle Square, then right on a left Ridge Lane. Take a left-hand fork at Spooner Road, then Easy Avenue to Hardin Boulevard, turn back to your left on Right Front Street. It's right down there on your left." Come on up, Jerome. You know, a lot of music is just diddling around with some fun tunes, and I didn't find anybody to play this with me until I was just walking out, and Jerome started playing it. So didn't have time to practice or anything, but this is just a fun instrumental song called Red Wing, and we're just gonna have just fun with a little tune that we like. didn't ending. Thank you.
Matt Montaigne and his band. We've got the couple from over in Victor, Idaho, called Mountain Air.
Mike.
Oh my God, what did I do now? We're going to do a Scottish air. Actually, it's a Shetland air. Shetland being a group of islands that's sort of situated between the north coast of Scotland and Scandinavian countries. Written by Frank Jameson in 1965, so it barely makes the 30-year qualification, for his sister who died while he was living with her. But it's really a pretty song. Somewhere there. But we didn't dare return to the Hootenanny without a new flute piece for Bob. This is a traditional Irish song called All the Way to Galway, played as a march, and you might hear a drum in there or something.
Mountaineer. Hey, I had to go way back in the far reaches of the store back there to dig out Tucker Smith.
Thanks for I just was able to teach Jill this song, so she'd never heard it before in her life. But I thought the harmonies were pretty good.
It's been 10 years and 3 since I sailed on the sea, since I sailed from old Ireland and home. But those hills lush and green were a part of my dream when I dreamed of my Colleen alone. On the day I returned to my sorrow, I learned that the angels had called her away to a grave on the hill overlooking the mill. That's the place where she's sleeping today. As some breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with the moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I climb through the wood and the vine, just to be with my coffee alone. She was faithful each day as I sailed far away. There was no one but me that she loved. And I remember those eyes, soft and blue as the sky, and her heart was as pure as a dove. As some breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with a moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I climb through the wood and the vine, just to be with my Colleen alone. All the years of my life I will not take a wife. I will live in this valley alone, planting flowers around in the soft, gentle ground that is holding my Colleen alone. As some breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with a moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I climb through the wood and the vine, just to be with my Colleen alone. Up the pathway I climb through the wood and the vine, just to be with my Colleen alone.
I get it in.
I've rounded up the usual suspects here. I gotta make sure I'm in tune. All right. This is one which I don't think Jerome has ever played on the banjo before, but we were able to show him how that one lick goes that starts the song. That's it, right there.
Yeah.
That's good. And I need to make sure that everybody can see his hand. So
Never leaves my fingers.
That's never. His hand never leaves his finger. Okay, Paul, I got to get rosin on my hand. This is a fairly typical slow song on the fiddle. Okay, kick it off. start doing this. This is called bluegrass aerobics.
See, there was a Tucker Smith duo and the Tucker Smith band, and boy, marvelous music that these guys come up with. Great stuff. Anyway, we're back with our cowboy from up in Moran, Jerome Young.
Thing's coming apart here, isn't it? Oh, well, who needs a strap? We can sit down. This first tune I'm going to play for you is a Doc Watson tune that he got from some people I never heard of called Louder Milk. Not buttermilk, but Louder Milk. Anyway, it's called Windy and Warm. I didn't have a chance to practice this much. These guys in the back drive me crazy. Get the right picks on. Here we go. I was concentrating so hard on my banjo part that this guitar really feels strange. So I'll try to get with the program. But that little banjo part's the trickiest deal you ever done in your life. I know I blew it a couple places, but it was great. This next song is called, what is it? Deep River Blues. Yeah, it's another Doc Washington. Here we go. I'm going to try to do a little banjo lick on this. Let it pour, let it rain now, a whole lot more, 'cause I got the deep river blues. Let the waves ride right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I got the deep river blues. My old gal, she's a good old pal, but she looks like a waterfowl when I get the deep river blues. Give me back my old boat now, I'm gonna sail her if she'll float, 'cause I got the deep river blues. Cry for me and the fish all go out on a spree if I get them deep river blues. I'm going back to Muscle shows now, times are better there I'm told. I got them deep river blues. Pick one more. Let it rain, let it pour, now let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. If his boat sinks with me now, I'll go down, don't you see? I got them deep river blues. One more time.
Jerome Young. Boy, he's getting good. Maybe he's always been that way. I don't know. Hey, we've got a fellow that put a chill up my spine last time. This is Eric Moore.
Thanks. All right. First one we're going to do is an old Van Morrison song. Half a mile from the county fair, and the rain came pouring down. Me and Billy were standing there with a silver half a crown. Hands full of fishing rod and the tackle on our backs. We just stood there getting wet with our backs against the fence. And oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water. Hope it don't rain all day. And it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like going home, and it stoned it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like Jelly Roll, and it stoned me. Well, the rain let up and the sun came up, and we was getting dry. Almost glad a pickup truck had nearly passed us by. But we jumped right in and the driver grinned, and he dropped us off the road. And we looked at the swim and we jumped right in, not to mention fishing poles. And oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water, let it run all over me. And it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like going home, and it stoned me, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like Jelly Roll. It stoned me. Myself from the mountain stream, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like going home, and it stoned me, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like Jelly Roll, and it stoned me. On the way back home we sang a song, but our throats were getting dry. We saw the man who lived up the road with the sunshine in his eye. He lived all alone in his own little home with a great big gallon jar. There were bottles too, one for me and you, and he said, hey, there you are. And oh, the water, oh, get it myself from the mountain stream, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like Jelly Roll. It stoned me, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like going home. It stoned me. Well, it stoned me to my soul. Whoa. Stoned me just like going home. It stoned me, and it stoned me to my soul. It stoned me just like going home, and it stoned me. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to get the crew out here. Crew. I have accrued a crew. All right.
We're shameless tonight. We'll
Quite,
just play with as many
quite a crew.
Where's Jill Louise? Huh? Jill Louise.
Yeah, where's Jill Louise?
Jill Louise.
Jill Louise. She was in oh, well. We're going to do... John needs her too, so she's going to be up here for a while. We're going to do a John Prine song. Environmental song, kind of, called Paradise. And we will start the song up any minute now. Uncle. Oh, she's in the live. All right. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky where my parents were born. There's a backwoods old town that's often remembered so many times that my memories are worn. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauling away. Sometimes we would travel right down the Green River to a abandoned old prison down by Adra Hill, where the air smelled like snakes and we'd shoot with our pistols, but empty pop bottles was all we would kill. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauled away. Company came with the world's largest shovels. They tortured the timber and stripped all the land. And they dug for the coal till the land was forsaken, and they wrote it all down as the progress of man. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauled away. When I die, let my ashes flow down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, just about 5 miles away from wherever I am. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauled away. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is hauled away. Thank you.
Eric Moore and his band. We've got John Cook up next.
See, Jill Louise hadn't been here before, so we thought we'd give her the full initiation, which is play with as many combinations as people as she can. She thinks it's a boys' club, and I said, well, you know, there are other women who play here. They're just, except for Adrian, they're not here tonight.
I like the boys' club.
Oh, she gets a lot of chance to sing with women. See the picture in the paper this week? Shelley Rubrecht is now a member of the Cowpatsies. Okay, we're going to do a Johnny Cash tune here. Because Jill Louise, I said, what can we do together? She said, well, there's an old Johnny Cash song, and maybe you know it. So maybe we do. At my door, the leaves are falling. A cold, wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. And I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I go out on the party to have a little fun, but I sit in some dark corner, 'cause I still miss someone, and I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. Well, I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we've begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone, and I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there.
Thank you so much.
And now, for a complete surprise, we're going to have... Which side do you like to stand on? No, you got to sing. Maybe get him here, and how's this work out? We'll, little choreography here. Come over here. That's good. Now come over here. So there you go. That's good.
Can you help him out with his positioning there?
We're going to do a bluegrass tune now.
I don't have to do a little part again, do I?
No. As you read this letter that I wrote to you, sweetheart, I hope you'll understand. You're the only love I knew. Please forgive me if you can. Sweetheart, I beg you to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh love, please come home. That old wind is cold and slowly creeping round, and the fire is burning low.
sick and cold. Sweetheart, I beg you to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh love, please come home. Sweetheart, I beg to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh love, please come home. Love, oh love, please come home.
I don't know, they get so wound up in their music they don't know where they're going, you know. I gotta give them a road map next time. That's John Cook and his band. I think Jill Louise is gonna play by herself. This is Jill Louise King.
Thank you. I'm not really used to this mic, so I'll try to have to. This song is a song I wrote several years ago, but it pertains to something when I was a child. My father came home one night and told us he was an alcoholic, and I'd never seen him drunk or drink anything, and so it was always kind of a real surprise to me that he had laid his soul out to us. But this is a song called My Daddy's Lover. She comes to him early in the evening. She always stays till daylight. She pours, she fixes, she fills, she mends, and she always comforts his pride, his precious pride. Thick and thin, she never coaxes or reprimands him. She gives him all the strength he needs, and she never complains about it. I don't know how she does it. My daddy's lover is a lover to so many others. Why she'd ever need him? My daddy's lover, she took all that could have been, buried all the what ifs, left him nothing but a child, nothing but a child. I was nothing like him, I'd deny it to the bitter end. But my daddy's lover has led me to that stage. She's the sweetest confidence I know. I know it ain't right. My daddy's lover is a lover to so many others. Why she'd ever need him? My daddy's lover, she took all that could have been, buried all the what ifs, left him nothing
but a child, nothing but a child, nothing but a child, nothing but a child.
Jill Louise King. Hey, we're back to our topical innovator of songs here, Bradley Parker.
I don't remember ever seeing Bob Dornan playing a guitar up here, but right there in that picture, he's doing it. It's cool. It's a song by Phil Oakes. Looked outside the window, there's a woman being grabbed, dragged into the bushes. Now she's being stabbed. Well, maybe we should call the cops and try to stop her pain, but we're too busy. But Monopoly is so much fun, I'd hate to blow the game. Well, I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Riding down the highway, yes, my back is getting stiff. 15 cars are piled up and they're hanging off a cliff. Well, maybe we should pull them back with our towing chains, but we've got to move and we might get sued, and besides it's going to rain, and I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Sweating in the ghetto with the colored and the poor, the rats have joined the babies who are sleeping on the floor. Well, wouldn't it be a riot if we really blew their tops? But we've got too much already, and besides they got the cops, and I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. There's a dirty paper using sex to make it sell. The Supreme Court was so upset, they sent him off to jail. Oh, shouldn't we try to stop his pain and help this guy out? But we're too busy reading Playboy and the Sunday New York Times, and I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. You know, smoking marijuana is more fun than drinking beer. A friend of ours was captured and they gave him 30 years. Oh, shouldn't we raise our voices and ask somebody why? But demonstrations are a drag, besides we're much too high, and I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Look outside my window, there's a woman being grabbed, dragged into the bushes. Now she's being stabbed. Oh, shouldn't we help her out and maybe call the cops? But Monopoly's so much fun, I'd hate to blow the game, and I'm sure I wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Thanks very much. It's an old Scottish, it's a Scottish ballad. I'll do a shorter version of it. Said read Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. A girl would feel special on any such like. Said James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you. That's a Vincent Black Lightning, 1952, and I have seen you on the corners and cafes it seems. Red hair, black leather, my favorite color schemes. and he pulled her on behind. Heading down to Box Hill they'd ride. Said James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. But I must warn you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. For I fought with the law since I was 17, and I've robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. And now I'm 21 years and I might make 22, and I don't mind dying for the love of you. But if fate should break my stride, I will give you my Vincent to ride. Come down, Red Molly, called Sergeant McCrae. They've taken young James 80 for armed robbery. Shotgun blast hit his chest, left nothing inside. Come down, Red Molly, to his dying bedside. When she arrived at the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of road, he was running out of breath. But he smiled to see her cry, said, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Said James to Red Molly, there's nothing in this world beats a Vincent Black Lightning or a red-headed girl. Now Nortons or Yamahas or Suzuki's just won't do. They don't have the soul like a Vincent 52. And he reached for her hand and he handed her the keys. He said, I have no further use for these. I see angels and Ariels in leather and chrome, swooping down from the heavens to carry me home. And he gave her one last kiss and died. And he gave her his Vincent to ride. Thanks very much.
Bradley Parker, you've heard of singing waiters. We have a singing lift operator. This is Patrick Troiani.
Thank you. Whatever. I just want to thank all of you, and I remember close to 2 years ago when I first came out here from Pennsylvania and first came down here, I was really scared because people were actually looking and listening. And I was talking to Jill, and we happened to play at the same haunts in Greenwich Village, and we exchanged horror stories back in the back room there, and it was great. And I reminded us both of playing here, and I just would like to personally thank Bill Briggs and Dick Barker and Bob Dornan and all of you for welcoming me to the crowd here. And I really, over the past 2 years, have an extreme enjoyment coming down here and playing this song. This song has nothing to do with it, though. This is a strange song for me to do. I just like to do it sometimes. Some of you might recognize it. I'm just doing one song because of my long introduction. I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, but I just had to laugh. Saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood instead. I'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the House of Lords. I saw a film today, oh boy. The English army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away. But I just had to look, having read the book. I love to turn you on. Woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. Looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. Somebody spoke and I went into a dream. Thousand holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. And though the holes were rather small, they had to count them all. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. I love to turn you on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, man. Well, thank you. Okay. Well, this is... I was ready to go home after that. I'm going to do a little tune that I wrote. It's just a fun song, that's all. I never thought that I would love again. I never thought that I could make amends. I always thought that you could be my friend, but you took care of that. I used to carry my head so low. I used to represent a tired old soul. But now there's gonna be a change, I know, but you took care of that. I thought my heart was made of stone. Oh. I fought and loved so hard, then you went and came along. I gotta tell you that it feels so fine. Sometimes it drives me right out of my mind. Gotta worry about the past behind me, but you took care of that. You took good care of that. I thought my heart was made of stone. Oh, I fought and loved so hard. Then you went and came along. Then you went and came along. Oh, gotta tell you that it feels so fine. Sometimes it drives me right out of my mind. I never worry about the past behind me, but you took care of that. Whoa, 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 you took very care of that. You took care of that. Thank you.
Patrick Troiani. Patrick is the last entertainer we have here tonight. A couple of quick announcements. Please don't forget the Bill Mize concert this coming Thursday, right here. And those of you who have been coming to the Hoots a long time, remember my son Eric Barker, who lives up in Bozeman now, and he faxed down to us today information on, there's a 4-piece band from Scotland, from Edinburgh, and they're going to be up there on March 1st. It's called Old Blind Dogs, and they have 4 albums out. Very good Scottish group, and so he thinks that everyone ought to pack up and go up there on the 1st. So. And when you leave, you've noticed that they're kind of short-handed here tonight. Just Mary and Dennis, and an awful lot of bottles and glasses on the tables. So we'd like to ask once again that when you leave, if you just take everything and just put it on the bar top, and that'll help their clean up a lot. And we can't really end the anniversary evening without a special thank you to the Dornans, to the staff, to Mary and Dennis and all for letting us have this. And happy birthday to Anita. And it's been a wonderful evening. Nice crowd. Thank you very much for coming. Hope to see you here next week. Thank you.